What's your favorite conspiracy theory to deep dive into? Central banking was founded to fund war. Every war for the past 100 years would have either not happened because countries couldn't actually pay for them, or would have been far smaller scale because countries couldn't actually pay for them. Governments being able to print money has literally killed millions with no end in sight. Yes, I'm fun at parties, not really. I don't go to parties because I have no life. Israel killed Kennedy over their nuclear weapons program. I came across it just this year and it was pretty fucking wild. Involved Mossad, the Mafia and the CIA. Obviously not as monoliths, but as small groups of people inside each organization. And it did get me wondering, what would America's reaction to that be if it turned out to be true? The last one I really dove into was that Paul McCartney is dead, and was swiftly replaced by a lookalike named William Shears. I am curious though why JFK's head went back into the left if that's the direction the bullet came from. And if there's anything more to the restrictions on sassafras than just what it does to mice. Some conspiracies are real, just like theories are real in science. One of the more twisted real conspiracies to take a deep dive into is MKUltra. Other important reference conspiracies for understanding how America got into the deep shit it's in today are the Tuskegee study, the Phoenix program, and COINTELPRO. MKUltra. I couldn't imagine being tortured on incredibly high doses of LSD. Couldn't imagine it. That's, on a different level. And it makes absolute sense why there are so many insane theories stemming from it. They were torturing people on fucking LSD, what do you expect? There's two. One isn't a deep dive, but I just find it funny. 1. Avril Lavigne died and was replaced a clone named Melissa. 2. The Titanic that sunk wasn't actually the original Titanic, but it was replaced by a sister ship, the Olympic, before it set sail. Project Bluebeam. There are podcast episodes about it to learn what the deal is. It's absolute insanity and completely untrue. And yet aspects of it appear to have influenced lots of conspiracy-minded people, including US government officials. COVID was primarily a psychological operation and secondarily a pandemic. Lockdowns were to establish a baseline of how much removing ICE cars from the road would affect GHG emissions. Those Earth is healing memes were likely astroturfed. Hitler didn't commit suicide and made his way to South America. All an orchestrated scheme by his top officials. Many people claim to have encounters with him and other associates. Governments were still looking for him post-World War II. The next Song of Fire and Ice book is taking so long won't ever be released because the TV show progressed and finished exactly as was planned for the books, and backlash has caused George R.R. Martin to cancel everything. Spirit science. They believe there's a secret city under the Sphinx and that ancient Egyptians were as large as the giant statues of Pharaoh Ramses II. It also contains aliens, Atlantis and time travel. It's just crazy. My favorite right now is Flat Earth. It's such an absurd theory, yet for some reason it has many followers and believers. My favorites changes frequently though. I love going down rabbit holes of bizarre ideas. I used to believe in the conspiracy theory that somehow Reagan negotiated to get the Iranian hostages held until he was inaugurated. However, recently proof has come to light that this was indeed true. JFK was fatally shot by a CIA agent in the trailing limo that, while picking up his AR-15, accidentally fired it when the motorcade lurched forward after the first shot fired by Oswald missed. Has to do with the music industry making a conscious decision to kill off rock and roll in the early 2000s. Why waste time on conspiracy theories when there is so much interesting science, math, art, history, literature you could spend the time on instead? That Dave Chappelle is actually a clone and the real DC passed back when he went to Africa right after his sketch series ended. I love the funny low stakes ones like Finland doesn't exist. I like that there's a paper trail back to the origin. Andrew WK is a series of actors clones. Avril Lavigne is also possibly in the same actor clone program. World Anti-Communist League and the Moon Tongil movement's influence on US, Japanese, Korean politics. All of them. And anybody shaming conspiracies or advocates for them to be censored is a bad person. 2 conspiracy theorists walk into a bar. You can't tell me that was just a coincidence, man. Morgellons disease was quite the interesting read when I stumbled across that little gem lol. Keanu Reeves stole Brandon Lee's career via blood magic with his accomplice Chad Stahelski. That Denver airport has a whole hidden structure underneath it for end of world times. The Polybius arcade game that was a tool of deep level FBI and had supernatural ties. There's ghost cars on the highway but we just perceive them as normal other vehicles. Pizzagate, it's totally stupid and insane that it's back in the news. I don't like delving into any of them. Too many turn out to be true. TimeCube or Temple OS. Not conspiracy theories per se but adjacent. Epstein's Island, it's not really a conspiracy anymore, though, that you're not real. It's an AI program asking questions instead. UFOs, extraterrestrial life, and the cover-up behind it all. JFK. Long story short, I'm convinced Bell helicopter did it. CIA wrote winds of change to overthrow the Soviet Union. No one can convince me that Paul Stanley isn't a virgin. The games are all made up and the points don't matter.